here in Southern California. So a lot of my friends have been reporting to me that they've been feeling this very sustained rolling motion from Thousand Oaks to Cypress down to the South Bay. So basically everyone is talking about this. You know, yesterday Dr. Lucy Jones was talking about how yesterday's quake was measured at a magnitude 6.4, and there was a very slim chance, a 9% chance, that within the coming days that we would get something much bigger than that. Well, sure enough, you know, there's a reason why Dr. Jones is the renowned earthquake expert all around the world. And so certainly, you know, that is something to think about. But as you mentioned, it's very important to have supplies ready to go. And with the sort of cluster that we have been experiencing, you know, a lot of us here in Southern California kind of take things for granted. I grew up here during the Whittier earthquake, and back then, you know, it happened right before school. So this was in the age before, you know, evacuation plans and stuff. And so a lot of us kids back then, you know, I was a freshman in high school. It happened right before first period, and everyone just kind of looked around, didn't know what to do, and we started just walking around. Luckily, this is happening during a holiday, so chances are most kids are with their families, and, you know, the parents can kind of ease things for them. I also was here during the Northridge earthquake. I think I was a freshman at the time, and that freshman in college rather, and that earthquake certainly lower magnitude than this aftershock, and we saw a lot of destruction. The 10 freeway collapsed at a couple of points up in the Antelope Valley. Freeway collapse, and I seem to remember back then, unfortunately, a motorcycle officer drove off when that freeway collapsed because it was the dark of night. So right now, depending upon where you live, like Dr. Jones said yesterday, whether you are sitting on soil, whether you are sitting on bedrock, the sensation is going to be a lot different. Here in San Marino, certainly very flat. But right now, for most people, I think we're just trying to stand by and wait and see to get some perspective on this aftershock. But certainly, it was quite a doozy. I mean, everyone has been texting me that I grew up with. Catalina Ibarra, that I just interviewed, one of her friends sent her a piece of video from that person's backyard, where you basically have the pool in the backyard kind of sloshing with water going back and forth for a significant amount of time. So certainly very jarring for all of us here in San Marino. For now, let me go ahead and toss it back to you unless you guys have some questions for me.
No, Jeff, thank you so much for that. No matter whether you're living in San Marino or whether you're a long-time resident or you've been here a short amount of time, I moved out here in 1996 from South Florida, where we were dealing with hurricanes, right? Yeah. And in that time, I mean, I skipped over the Northridge earthquake, and I had experienced some minor earthquakes. What we've experienced over the last few days or so, I personally have never experienced before. So,
you know, in comparison, I grew up here in Southern California in a city called Diamond Bar, if you're familiar with that. We've experienced significant earthquakes over the years. That was definitely a memorable one live here on KCAL 9 and also streaming on CBSN Los Angeles. Okay, one of the places that the earthquake was felt was over at Dodger Stadium, right in the middle of a baseball game, as we understand it. Our reporter, Candace Crone, is out there. We have some video of the shaking at Dodger Stadium.
Shaking,
let's listen into this.
Cameras and that we're feeling here at Dodger Stadium. I think we got another earthquake.
Yep, we definitely have an earthquake going on. It's a pretty good one too. People in the upper deck are moving a little bit.
They aren't kidding about that, right? It was definitely
amazing.
stronger.
Those announcers stayed so calm, I have to say.
They were very stoic, and the game went on. The players obviously didn't feel it on the field there. We're watching this video again as this unfolded over here at Dodger Stadium. The announcers there basically saying that they saw the upper decks moving just a little bit as well.
Do we still have Candace Crone with us, either on the phone or?
Yeah, go ahead, Candace.
Tell us what happened.
You were there, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually still here now, and what we experienced, it was like a shaking, and everyone just kind of looked at each other. We were wondering what was going on, and then
this is the TV news,
an earthquake. And so for the
and the time now is 53.
Because, you know,
just
we
want you guys to see the
know,
real thing right now.
And
okay?
if you've ever been to Dodger Stadium, you know, it's a huge venue, and
bye for now.
You know, you could experience